Hello everyone. Today we'll be building interactive image search gallery. So what we'll be having is, we'll be having the search bar. We'll be able to search for the particular image. After searching for the particular image, we'll be displaying all the related images just below that search bar. So also when we click on the particular image, right, we'll be displaying that image in the form of modal. And in the modal, we also will be having the option to download that particular image. So we'll be making use of the UNSPLASH API as well. So the stack that we'll be using for this is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, as well as the UNSPLASH API. So let's start. Initially what I'll do, I'll just create the HTML file. I'll just name this one index.html. Let me create the CSS file as well. I'll just name this one style.css. So we'll be making use of TAILWInd CSS in this project. So what I'll do, I'll just come to index.html and create a very basic HTML template. So here within the title, I'll just name this one interactive image search gallery. So this is going to be the name of the project, right? So I'll just make this one capital G. Next, what I'll do, I'll just link the style sheet and give the name and the path style.css. So this is it. Next, what I'll do, I'll just include this one. So what is this? TAILWInd CSS, right? Just cut this one. Let me paste it over here after the title. Also, I want to make use of the font awesome. This thing. Just give me a second. Yeah, font awesome icon. So I'll just copy this one, paste it over here. So how to get this? How to get the TAILWInd CSS and the font awesome icons, right? I'll just open the Chrome. So let me search for cdnjs. So this will redirect to cdnjs.com. Right, this one. So search for TAILWInd CSS. Just copy this one. Copy the link tag, right? This one. So this is same as this one. TAILWInd CSS. Also, next, let's search for the font awesome, right? Just copy this one. Link tag. So these two things. That's it. I have already placed in the head tag. So after this one, what I'll do, let's start writing the HTML code. Initially, what I'll do, let's style the body tag, right? I'll just give class Manu green. Let's make use of the flex direction column, nothing but flex call. Also, light mode. We'll be making use of light and dark mode, right? We'll be able to toggle between the light and dark mode in this project. So initially I'll set this one to light mode. After this one, let me make use of the header tag. So let's style the header. I'll just give class of, let's center this one, text, center, padding of 6, background, gradient, to right, from purple 500 via pink 500 to red 500. Just give me a second. Also, let's set the text to white, shadow, LC. Also, let's make use of the flex, justify. Let me give justify between. Also, let's give items center. So this is it for the header. So next, within the header, what we'll do, let me make use of the H1 tag and let me paste the same thing here. Interactive image search gallery. Let me copy this one. Let me paste it over here. Let's style the H1. I'll give class of text for Excel font. Let's set the font to bold. Margin auto. That is nothing but MX auto. So this is it for the H1. Next, let me make use of the button. So button of ID toggle theme. Sorry, this one will be. So what is happening here? Sorry, toggle theme. Also, let's style this one, right? Let me give class of flex item center. Also justify center, padding of 2, background. Let me set this one to VG white, rounded. Let me give full shadow instead of MD, instead of large, we'll set this one to MD. So let me make use of the area check. Let me set this one to false. So within this one, let me make use of icons, 2 icons, that is moon and sun icons, right? So I'll just give ID equals sun icon. Let's style this one. Sun text yellow 400 hidden initial. So let me, this is the sun icon. Let me copy the same thing here. Let me paste it over here. Here, instead of sun icon, this will be moon icon. I'll just make this to moon. Class for alpha, this one will be moon. Text, instead of yellow, I'll just make use of gray 200. So this will not be hidden. Basically, I'll remove the hidden from here. So these 2 icons within the buttons I have used. Basically, this works as a toggle button. After this one, after closing of header tag, let's come here. I'll just make use of the main tag. So let's tail the main tag. Class of container mix auto, adding 4, px of 4, py of 8, flex. Let me give flex crew. Next, I'll just make use of the div tag within the main, right? So let me give div. So within the div, let me give class of margin bottom of 6, flex, justify center. So within this div, let me give input, type will be text itself, ID, search input. Let me make use of the placeholder as well. I'll just give search for images. So let's style this one and just make use of the class. I'll just set the width to full, max width. I'll just set this one to medium, padding of 2. Let me give, here, padding of 2, rounded, MD, border, let me give text gray 800. So this is it for the basically input, right? Next, let's make use of the button. So I'll just give button ID search button. Let's style this one. I'll just give class of margin left of 2, padding of 2, gradient to right, from indigo 500 via purple 500, pink 500. Let's set the text to white, also rounded MD. So let me give search, right? This is it for the button. We have named the button as search. So after closing of this div, basically here I'll come. After closing of this div, I want to make use of another div. What I'll do, I'll just give div. Let me give ID of gallery. Let's style this div basically by making use of class. Let me give grid calls 1. On the small devices, I'll just give grid call 2. On the large devices, I'll give grid calls how many? Let's set to 3. Right. Also, let's give gap of 6. So here art items will be inserted. So here we'll be inserting the art items with the help of JavaScript dynamically. So I'll just comment this one. I'll just write here art items will be inserted here by JavaScript dynamically. So I'll just comment this one. This is just for the reference, right? So after this div, what I'll do, let's create one more div. So div, let's style this div. I'll just give class of flex, justify center, margin top of 6. So within this div, I just want to make use of 2 buttons. This is for the pagination basically. So I'll just name the buttons previous and next, right? So I'll just give button into 2. So let me come here. Let me hit the enter. So here, button of ID, let me give previous page or private page. Let's style this button class of -2, background, gradient, grid from indigo 500 cells via, let me give purple 500 to pink 500. Let's set the text color to white. Also rounded medium MX. Let me set this one to 2. So within this one, let me name the button previous, right? So I'll just copy the whole thing. Let me paste it over here. So I'll just delete this one. So instead of previous, let me give next here. Styles will be same. So I'll just give next here. Instead of prev page, I'll just give next page. So only these differences, right? ID name, I have just given next page, as well as the name of the button I have changed it to next. So after the closing of this div, the main. So let's create one more div. This is basically where we are creating the model, right? Modal. So div ID of modal. Let's style this one by making use of class. I'll give fixed. Let's set the inset to 0. So background, I'll just give black. Let me give background opacity. Let me set this one to 75. Also, let me make use of flex. Let's give item center. Also, justify center. Finally, let's hide this one initially. So this is it for the div. Next, let me make use of one more div within the main div, right? So I'll just, what I'll do, let's style this div as well. I'll just give background white, padding of 6, rounded, LG, max width, LG, width full. Let me set this one to relative. So after within this div, let me make use of the span tag. So span ID, I'll just give close modal. Also, let's style this span, right, by making use of class. I'll just give absolute. Let me set top to 4, right to 4. Also, let's set the text color to black. That is nothing but text black. Let's set the cursor to pointer. So also within the span, we'll be making use of the HTML entity, right? For the close button, I'll just give ampersand times along with the semicolon. So this is it for the span tag. After the span, I'll just make use of image tag. I'll just give image. Let me delete src. Just give me a second. What I'll do, I'll just keep the src within the empty string basically. So I'll just give ID of modal, image, src will be same thing. Here art, I'll be giving just image. So class, let's style this one. Width, I'll just give full. Height of 96. Also, object, cover, so margin bottom of 4. So after this one, let me give paragraph tag. So within the paragraph tag ID, I'll just give modal description. Also, let's style for this one. I'll just set the text to gray. Just give 800. So I'll not give anything within that p tag. Also, let me make use of one more paragraph tag ID of this is going to be the download button. So within the modal, we'll be displaying the image as well as the just below the image we'll be having the download button. So whenever we click on the download button, we should be able to download the particular image that we have clicked. And yeah, that's it. Download button. Let me give href. Just set this one to hash. Let me keep here. Also, let me make use of the download. Also, let's style this one as well, right? I'll just give block background gradient to right from indigo 500 via purple 500, also to pink 500. Color of the text, we'll set this one to white basically. Also rounded medium padding, let's set this one to 2. Also margin top of 4. Center the text. I'm making use of center text. So within this one, I'll just name this one download, right? So this is it for the pay tag. So after this one, after closing of this div, what we'll do, I'll just make use of the footer, right? Finally. So let me give footer. Let's design the footer. So I'll just give text center padding of 4, background gradient to right from purple 500 via pink 500 to red 500. Also, let's set the text color to white. That is nothing but text white. So within this footer, what I'll do, I'll just make use of the anchor tag. Let me give the link of my YouTube channel. So you can give any link that is related to your website or anything that is just related to this project, right? So I'll just give Bharadwaj. So I'll just give this link. You can give any link that is related to your project. I mean, whatever you're doing, basically, right? I'll just set the target blank. So that this opens in the next page. The link opens in the next page, right? Rel, I'll give no opener. Also, no referrer, right? So let me name this one code with, let me make this one capital. I'll just give code with Bharadwaj. You give anything that is related to what you want to give. So this is it for the anchor tag. So this is the end of the, this is it for the index.html. I'll just format the document once. What I'll do, so let's start writing the CSS, right? What I have done here. So sorry. Here I have forgotten braces, I think. Yeah. Now this looks fine. So let's start styling. I'll just come back. Let's start writing the CSS. I just want to make use of the Poppins font. For that one, what I'll do, I'll just open. Let me search for Poppins font. Click on the first link. Get font. Get embed code. Import. I'll just copy these 3 lines. These 3 lines. Paste it over here. So let's style for the body. So let me come here. I'll just copy the same thing. Font family, right? I'll just close this one completely. Let me paste it over here. What we are doing here, the primary font we are making use of is Poppins. If something goes wrong, we'll be making use of sans serif. Next, let's type for the input on focus. So I'll just give focus. Let me give outline none. Next, so Let me give light mode. So let's style for the light mode. What I'll do, I'll just give background of linear gradient to right. Let me make use of these two colors. Thing is 5C, 5C, 5A. Also, the another color, I'll just make use of 1B, 1A, 1A. Color 333. So this is it for the light mode. So let's, within the light mode, we'll be writing for the header as well as the footer. So I'll just make use of the light mode again. I'll just give footer. Let me give background of linear gradient to right. Double 1 CB. Also, let me give 75 FC. So this is it. Next, what I'll do, light mode, button. So button within the light mode will be styling for. I just give background color 2D 3748. So next color, I'll make use of white. So this is it for the button, the light mode. Next, let's style for the dark mode. So what I'll give, let me make use of the background color 1A 2026. Also color, let me give F0. So this is it for the dark mode. Let's style the header as well as the footer within the dark mode class, right? So dark mode, header, also footer. Let me give background of 2C. Let me change this one to hash. So color, let me give F0, right? After this one, let's style for the modal within the dark mode. I'll just give dark mode modal. So let me make use of the background color RGB of 000.75. So after this one, we'll be styling for the body in the dark mode class. So I'll just give body. Let's set the background color 1A 202C. Also color same color, right? This is it for the body within the class dark mode. Next, let's style for the button within the dark mode class. So I'll just give dark mode button background color 5568. Also, let me give color white. So this is it for the button. Right. Next, we'll style for the modal image. Right. So I'll just set this one to max height of 80 view height. Basically, modal image, gallery image, these things are, we'll be making use of this HTML within the JavaScript file. We have not written the JavaScript file yet. We'll be writing that one in the future. So just follow along with me. So I'll just give 80 view height. Also, let's style for the image within the ID gallery. So let me give transition of transform 0.3 seconds is. So this is it for the image within the gallery, ID of gallery, right? Next, same thing, but image on hover will be styling for. So I'll just give hover transform scale of 1.05. So next what I'll do, let style for the center text. So here what I'll do, I'll just give display flex justify content center, also align items center. Finally, we'll just style for aspect with 1. So let me give aspect ratio 1/1. So this is it for the CSS. Let me format the document once. What I have done is I have installed an extension called live server. So let's wait for some time. This one. So what this does basically, whenever we change something in the index.html file, right? So the changes will get directly reflected in the web browser. So rather than reloading the page again and again, we can install this extension. I'll just close this one. So yeah, I'll just come to index.html. Let me right click and click on open with live server. So let's wait for some time. Let's just wait for some time. So yeah, now this is looking like this. So interactive image search gallery. So we are getting this one. I mean the icons as well. The sun and the moon icons. That is nothing but dark and this one. Light mode toggled, right? Here we will be able to search for the particular image. After clicking the search button, we'll be displaying the image in the form of card, right? Just below the this thing. Input or the search bar. So we have set the pagination as well. Previous will go to the previous page and the next will go to the next page. So these are these functionalities will be doing with the help of JavaScript. Basically we have set the footer as well, right? So let's start writing the JavaScript. So what I'll do, I'll just create the JavaScript file and name this index.js. So I'll just place this index.js just after the closing of body tag. I'll just make use of the script tag and just give src of index.js. Let me format the document once. Let me move the index.js, JS to the right side so that it is comfortable for me. So yeah, let's start writing the this one JavaScript code. Initially what we'll be doing, we'll select all the necessary elements from the HTML. Let me make use of the variable name gallery. Let me give document dot get element by ID of gallery. So where is the gallery coming from? Basically, just give me a here. So within the ID, I have given gallery. So within the div, I have given ID gallery. I'll just copy this one and let me paste it over here. So let me copy the same thing. So let me paste the same thing 12 more times. I'll just give 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'll just change the variable names initially, right? So what I'll do, I'll just give this one modal. So here, this one will be modal. So instead of modal, this one will be modal image. So this one will be modal image. So basically these things are coming from the HTML. So I have shown the gallery, same thing, these things will be coming from the HTML. Instead of modal image, I'll just give modal description. So I'll just copy the same thing. Let me paste it over here. So after the modal description, this will be close modal. So I'll just copy the same thing. Let me paste it over here. After the close modal, this will be search input. Let me copy the same thing, paste it over here. After the search input, this will be search button. So I'll just copy the same thing, paste it over here. Next, after the search button, what I'll do? Previous page button. This one will be previous page. So basically, I'll just give previous page. Inside the button, we had given the ID of previous page, if you remember, prev page. So same thing, yeah, previous page. After the previous page button, so let me give next page button. Let me set this one to next page. After the next page, toggle theme button, right? Let me give toggle theme button. So here this will be toggle theme. So after the toggle theme button, let me give download button. So within the modal, we have given the download button, if you remember. So we had set the ID download button. I'll just keep here. Let me copy the same thing over here. Let me paste it over here instead of the gallery. So after the download button, let me give sun icon as well as the, sorry, this is going to be moon icon. So let me give, instead of the gallery, I'll just copy and paste the same thing. Let me come here. Then I copy this one, paste it over here. Let me come here. Let me copy this one and paste it over here, moon icon. So this is it. So what we have done, we have selected all the necessary elements from the HTML. Next step, what we'll do, let's give the API access key for the Unsplash. We'll be making use of the Unsplash API. So I'll just comment this one and write API access key for Unsplash. Let me give const Unsplash access key. So for the API key, what we'll do, just open, so unsplash.com, right, /developers. So just come here. Before that one, please create your account within the Unsplash, right? After creating the account, just come here, unsplash.com/developers. Just click on your apps. So I have already created the this one. I have given the, it will ask for name as well as the description to create the API key, and also it will give the secret key. So I have already done that one. Please fill that one. After that one, you'll see something like this. I have given the name art gallery. So I'll just come here. So here there is access key and secret key. I'll just copy the access key, right? So please copy this access key. Don't copy mine. Just get your own access key. Just I'll close this one. After closing this one, I'll come here. Just paste the same thing. Please get your own access key. Again, I'm repeating. Please get your own access key. Just don't copy my access key. So after this one, what we'll do, let's get the variables to track the current page and the search term. So I'll just initially what I'll do, I'll just make use of the variable name current page and set the value to 1. Also, let me give current search term. Let me set this one to empty string initially. So next what we'll do, we'll write the function to fetch the art items from the Unsplash API. So I'll just comment this one and write, just for the reference purpose, I'll just write function to fetch art items from Unsplash API. So what I'll do, I'll just make use of the async and await, right? I'll just give async. Let me make use of the constants, right? I'll just make use of the ES6 this one syntax. Let me give the function name fetch art items or the image items. I have just given art items. So within the parameters, I'll just take query and I'll set this one to empty string. Also, let me give page equals 1. So I'll just give async here as of the let's make use of the async and await. So let me give async over here. So initially what I'll do, within this function, I'll be making use of the try and catch blocks. So basically, you'll be knowing what does try, catch, finally, and throw will do. So try, it will allow the code block to run. Catch, it will allow the code block to catch any error. Next, finally, it will allow the code block to run regardless of the any error. So throw, it will display the custom error message. So these things you have to know. Let me make use of try. So const response, I'll just take the variable name response. I'll just give await. Let me make use of fetch. Within the fetch, let me make use of template literals and just give me a second. So what I have done is I have the API basically with me. I'll just open here. So I'll just copy this one. So just copy this one or just type this one, right? I'll be providing the GitHub link in the description. So you can type as well. Just pause this one and you can type as well. So I'll just cut this one. Let me close this one. So let me paste it over here, right? So did I do anything wrong here? So everything is correct, right? So yeah. Next, let me make use of the variable name data. Let me give await of response .json. We are what we are doing, we are parsing the data as the response as JSON, right? So after this one is data if data dot len, sorry, this has to be results dot length if it is equal to 0. If the length of the data, if it is 0, then we'll throw error saying no images for. Suppose if you have not given anything in the search bar, right, then we'll be throwing the error and click on the button search, then we are throwing the error no images found. So next what I'll do, let's return data dot results. Let's map. Let me make use of item. A second. Yeah. Let's set the src to item dot regular. Also, let me set the description to item description, or if the description is not available, then let's set no description available. Next, let's set the download item links dot. So this is it. Next, what I do, let's make use of the catch. If there is any error in the API, then let me pass the error over here, and let's return the empty array, right? This is what we are doing. So this is it for the function fetch art items. So next, what I'll do, let's write the function to display the image gallery based on the search query and page, right? So let me comment this one and write function to display image gallery based on search query and page. So let me make use of the function name display art gallery. So let me give query empty string, also page equals 1. So just give me a second. Yeah. So after this, what we'll do, let me make use of the gallery, make use of the inner HTML, and set this one to empty string. What we are doing here, we are clearing the previous image if found any, right? If there is already any previous images, then we are clearing it. So that's what we are doing. Next, what I'll do, I'll just make use of the variable name art items. Let me give away fetch art items of query, also with the parameter page. Next, let's make use of the if condition. If art items, the length of the art items, if it is equal to 0, and query not equal to empty string, sorry, here. Okay. Then let me make use of inner HTML within the template literals. Let me give div. So let's style this using TAILWIND, right, within the class. So let me give text center, also text excel, the color of the text. Let me give text gray 700. Finally, within this one, let me give no images found. Also, let me close the div. So this is it, right? Or let me give here, along with the no images found, please try a different search term. So this will be easily understandable. So I'm just giving this one. So after this, what shall I do? Let's return that. After this, let me make use of art items dot for each of item. Let's make use of the variable name art element. Let's create the element div by making use of document dot create element of div. Let's add the class name to this one, right? The div. So how we'll do that? Let me make use of art element dot. Sorry, did I do anything now? So let me give class list straight dot add of relative overflow hidden as well as rounded large, also shadow large, aspect W1. Just give me a second. That is width 1. Also, let's make use of aspect height. Let me set this one to 1. So, when writing the CSS, I had asked you to follow along with me the same, right? For this one, I mean aspect W1, these things, and sorry, give me a second. This one and all. So basically, this was coming from the JavaScript, right? So then next, what we'll do? Let me make use of art element inner HTML. So yeah, within the template literals, let me make use of the image tag item src. So I will set this one to art. Also, let's style this one using the class, right? So I'll just give width full, height full, object cover, also cursor pointer. So let me close the image tag. So this is it. Next, what we'll do, we'll add the event listener click to the art element. So how we'll do that? Let me make use of art element, add event listener, h1 click. Let's call the function modal image src, right? Modal description, text content, item dot description. Also download button. So I'll just give item. Sorry, this is not document basically. This will be download. So finally, modal class list remove. We have to show the modal, right? For that case, we'll remove the class name hidden. Finally. So this is it. Next, we'll append the art element to the gallery. So for that one, I'll just make use of the gallery dot append child of art element. So this is it for the function display art gallery. Next, what we'll do, let's start adding the event listener for the required things, right? So let's start with adding the event listener for the search button click. This one basically, I'll just open this one. Let's add the event listener to this one. So what I'll do, I'll just key search button dot add event listener of click. Let me call the function. So current search term, search input dot value. So this is just value. Then let's set the current page to 1 initially. Also, let's make use of the display add gallery function. It's called the display add gallery function basically by giving current search term, this one, along with the current page. So this is it. Next, what we'll do, we'll add the event listener for the previous page button click. Basically, which one we are adding for this button event listener, right? So I'll just make use of previous page button dot add event listener of click. It's calling the function. So is current page. If it is greater than 1, right? So what we'll do, we'll decrement the current page, right? Then let me call the display add gallery function. Let me pass the same thing, current search term as well as the current page. So this is it for this one. Next, let's add the event listener for the next page button click. This one basically we have added to the previous. Next we'll be adding the event listener to the next button. So let me give next page button dot add event listener of click. So we'll be incrementing the current page. Then same thing, display add gallery, let me call current search term as well as the current page. So this is it for this one. Next, what I'll do, let's add the event listener to close the model. So whenever we click on the individual pictures, right? So a model will pop up, and basically for that model, we'll be having the close this thing. If you remember in HTML, we had written the HTML entity for the close button, right? So we'll be adding the event listener for the same. Let me give close model dot add event listener of click. Also, let's pass the event. Sorry, not for this one basically. Somewhere I did. Let's just pass the function. Yeah. What we'll do, model dot class list dot what we'll be adding, we'll just hide that one, right? Hids. Next, let's add the event listener to close the model when clicking outside it. So basically, when we are clicking on the close button as well as when we are clicking outside the model anywhere, right? Then also the model has to get closed. For that one, we'll be adding the event listener, right? So I'll just write model dot add event listener click. Let me pass the event within the function. Also, if event dot target, if it is equal to model, right? So then what I'll do, model class list dot add hidden. This is one thing. Next, what I'll do, let's add the event listener to toggle between light and the dark mode. So basically, if you see here, we already have this one, right? So still, we haven't written the JavaScript. Suppose in the light mode, we'll be showing the moon, right? Moon icon, and we'll be showing the sun icon when it is dark mode. So we will do that one in the future. Let's add the event listener to these. So how we'll do that one? Let me give toggle theme button dot add event listener of click. So let's pass the function. So let me make use of the variable name is dark mode. Let me give document body class list toggles of dark mode. Next, let me make use of sun icon style display. Let's use ternary operator is dark mode. It is true. Then we'll give inline block else none. This is one thing. Let me make use of moon icon style display. Same thing. If it's dark mode, if it is true, then we'll be displaying none. Or else, if it is false, let's give inline block. So this is it. Then what we'll do, we'll check user system preferences for the dark mode and set the initial theme first. So how we'll do that? Let me make use of the if condition first. So I'll just give window match media as well as window match media. Let me give prefers color scheme. Let me set this one to dark, basically. Sorry. Did I do anything wrong here? Matches. Somewhere I did wrong, I think. Just give me a second. So what I have done is here, let me remove this single inverted comma. So yeah, now this is good. Let me give document body class list. Add what we'll add? We'll just add dark mode. Next, let me add sun icon style display inline block. So next, let me give moon icon display. Let's set this one to none. This is fine. Else, what we'll do? Document body class list add of light mode. Next, sun icon style display. Will be setting this one to none. Also for the moon icon style, we'll set the display to inline. So this is it. Then what we'll do for the initial display of the art gallery, we have to call the function display art gallery, right? I'll just call the function display art gallery. Why we are calling this one? For the initial display of the art gallery. Nothing but initial display of the image. So let me format this document once. Let's check now. So let me come here and give some apple and search here. So nothing is happening, right? Let's check what are all the things that we have done wrong. So this is showing one error, right? So let me give Control J. We give again. One second, what's wrong? So yeah. Here, oh yeah. So let me give the arrow function and await expressions are only called within the async. So yeah, I have forgotten to give async, I think. Yeah. Let me format the document once. So let's check once again. If I give apple, so still the images are not getting displayed, right? Let's check what is wrong. So what I have done wrong is, I have done very basic mistake. Basically, I'll just come to line number 52. Here, we have given document.create command. So no, we have to make use of document.create element, right? So while typing, I have done something wrong, I guess. So just make it to create element of div. So we are just creating the element div over here. So also in the line number 62, so after image source, I have to give equals here, right? While typing the two things that I had done wrong. So I'll just format the document once. Let's check now. So I'll come here. First, let's check whether dark mode and the light mode is working properly. Initially, this is in the initial, light mode. And when we click on the dark mode, so this is turning into the dark mode, right? And these two icons are getting toggled. So next what I'll do, I'll just give apple and let me click on the search. So yeah, so this is working properly. We are getting the apple images. Let me give previous. So nothing is happening, right? If I click on next, it is showing something related to the apple. We have just searched for the apple, right? So yeah. Next, if we keep on clicking next, it will show the items related to apple. So next, let me search for some other thing. Let me give something science. So let me see what this will give. Yeah, it will give the search terms related to science. Let me search for lion. Yeah, this is giving all the images of the lion, right? Basically, the next and the previous button is also working properly. Let's check for previous button once. Next, this is there. If I click on previous, so this one, right? So this one. These two button functionalities are working fine. Search bar, the search is also working fine, and the images are also getting properly displayed. Also here the toggle mode. This is also working properly. Let's search for one last thing. Let me search for lemon. Some random thing. Just give, yeah. You're seeing the lemons, right? Let me give next. Next is working properly. Previous is also working properly. We give next, previous. So previous, if I again press previous, nothing is happening, right? This is working properly. Also, let's check the dark mode. In the dark mode also, this is working properly. In the dark mode, you can observe that we have not set the body color, as this is already in the background is already a dark color. So I have not changed the background color in the dark mode. So every functionality is working properly. Also, let's check one more thing. The footer, if I click on this one, it has to take to my YouTube channel, right? Let me click on this one. This is taking to my YouTube channel. So everything is working properly. So this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.